How's it going? This thing on?
Yeah.
Check 1, check 2.
So that show was the, yeah, like, Laved Up.
Professional.
That show was the 35th show on that tour. It was the last night of the tour, the 50th day on tour in a row.
They tell us that stuff at the end, by the way.
How was that for you as an experience, getting to the end there? Like, what does the end of tour mean to you?
I don't know. I mean, it kind of depends what tour. That tour was really beautiful and meaningful for all of us. So the end of that tour was almost kind of difficult because I don't think we actually wanted to go home. It was sort of felt like I have to go home and my life must continue, but why does this have to end? There's many other tours that's like, you can't get me out of there soon enough. But that definitely wasn't one of them. And I think we all remember, I'm sure you do too, that the night went on and on and on and on and on because I don't think we wanted it to end. I have a hard time. The interview footage at the beginning of the film, when Emily goes up and talks to Megan, the lighting designer, I can't help but to see my last image of her of that night was like in some club, and she was like, being carried around the room, and like her luggage was by the front door, and she was like, "Should I leave now? My flight's in 20 minutes." We're like, "Yes, you should leave now." She's like, "No, I'm gonna crowd surf one more time." So that's all I see.
Sure. How about everyone else?
Well, tours usually end, like Jimmy was saying, you're emotionally and physically exhausted. But this time around, the crew, the camaraderie and everything, it was a little sad to go home. There was definitely the physical exhaustion, but the emotional exhaustion wasn't there. It was a lot of fun. I crowd surfed also.
Well, it wasn't a typical last day of the tour for the most part, like usually when you get to the end of the tour, everything is sort of dying down, people are packing things up. In this particular situation, we had a full film crew and 26 cameras shooting this 4K thing. So it was kind of a different end of the tour than usual, like both in a good way and also in like a really like, we've got a lot more than we usually do going on right now.
Yeah, it was stressful.
Yeah. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Dreams So Real 350.org David Suzuki collaboration that you guys did for charity. He mentioned in the film that $1 from each ticket on the tour, well, it kind of said it for that show, but that went for the whole North American tour that we did. We raised $80,000 to fight climate change. That's pretty great. What was it like having David on stage? What did that mean to you?
Well, that was, to be honest, for me, watching this is very intense for a million reasons. Mostly it was the best thing to sit next to my mom and watch that. I think I just healed my body. That was great. But after I brought David Suzuki out, I then, for the rest of the show, was like, I'm worthless and I haven't accomplished anything. And then did the, big favor of transmitting that psychically to Jimmy, which was super fun for him, too, on his last night of his amazing arena tour, to just get like a weird, dark vibe that nothing was worth anything. So that's what happened to me after I brought David Suzuki on stage.
Honest.
Yeah, but now that I see it, and now this was really, I appreciate so much that you guys came, and like, I can't believe that we pulled this off, you guys, like, seeing the whole crew, like I was crying from the beginning, I was just like, I love everyone. But we did accomplish something, and it is worth something, but it's so hard when you're in it to realize that, and I do get really bummed. There's the mic.
Well, on that note, let's turn it over to the audience for some questions. We've got a couple people that are roaming around, so once they give you the mic, feel free to stand up and ask a question.
I feel like I should be hitting the merch table right now. It was intense. It's also loud. Thank you for that.
It's very loud.
Yes. When you guys were on tour, how did you stay healthy? Like, was there a tour mom to kick your asses?
You're assuming we stay healthy.
Yeah, we didn't stay healthy.
Well, the truth is, we've been doing this a long time, so there's a few ways of staying healthy. First, there's mentally, emotionally, and physically. Mentally, we don't often stay healthy. It's a long road sometimes. And actually, the way we stay mentally healthy is usually we're very supportive of each other. We're very much a family, and there's a lot of times someone will go down, and physically and emotionally, mentally, and we're really there. It's really, look, as they were talking about, it is a family that we've built together for a long time, and we rely on each other. And I think that's something that we should all remember, that when we get to these places, it is because of each other that we make it. So that's one part. Physically, it's really hard. You know, what's that?
Raw almonds.
Yeah,
Raw
lots of raw almonds on
you
a
know,
ride.
you do what you can,
Have a
but sometimes
B-day,
you
bro.
don't. You don't make it, and at the end, sometimes, as these guys were saying, at the end of tours, it's really hard. Those transitions are not easy, and you come home and you feel it. You feel those 50 days on the road, and you don't always make it through physically. Sometimes.
Right over here.